Hi, everyone. This is Annalisa with Inside Real Estate, and I'm here with our knowledge base director, Shane Reiser, and we're going to go over this magical, mystical new advanced email editor to kind of give you some points, tips, and tricks to get started in here and utilizing it, hopefully, today, this weekend. So, Shane, please say hi, and we'll go from there.
Hello.
That was exciting. Thanks. So let's say I have a situation where I am an agent, I found a listing, I have a video for it, and I need to send it to like a person. Just make sure they've got it so then I can say, hey, I've sent this to you. I'm going to follow up after you've watched the video. Let me know what you think, etc. So if I have content like that, how do I push that out of kvCORE for a single lead?
You're actually going to want to make sure that you don't want to build a template. So building an email template is a totally different operation. Please note,
Okay.
yeah, if you're going to send a one-off email and you go
Yeah.
to email from, let's say you click on Paul Smith, for example, and you want
Uh-huh.
to send Paul a message, you won't be able to save this as a template. You'll have to go to a different place to create a template. So just an FYI there.
Okay, so basically we've got the differences of the smart campaigns and then the individual pieces of content, which are the templates, which you can build in like texts and smart campaigns. But this is something where if you had a one-off real quick and you wanted to pull a template and then send it is one thing. But if we want to send a one-off with specialized content, we would use the advanced editor,
Right.
like with an image, video, etc. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. All right, so from here, I guess I click into advanced.
Well, actually, what I would do is if we're just sending a one-off and we
Uh-huh.
already have most of the information, like the listing information, uh, let's just use a template. It'll be much faster to put the email together. This
Oh, okay.
email editor that we're looking at is mainly just for text, or if you want to
Mm-hmm.
insert some, variables as part of a smart campaign. Just really simple emails get the best responses, if they're really. But if you want to present
Right.
something like with images and videos and colors and what have you,
Mm-hmm.
that's where you would use the advanced editor if you have a professional looking email that you want to send.
So,
And before you put anything into the middle there,
yeah.
uh, you'll want to make sure that you're in the right editor, because each
Mm-hmm.
time you switch the editor over, it'll delete anything that you inserted into the middle.
Oh, so if you start in
Mhm.
basic and move to editor, the changes will not flow with you.
Correct.
Okay, so if I was to type this in and click over, none of this is coming with me. All right. So
Yeah.
I will go ahead and click Advanced Editor. We're starting Tabula Rasa. We're going to give this the old heat ho to switch her over.
Now, this advanced editor might be a little bit intimidating when you're starting from scratch. There's
Yeah,
literally nothing here.
right.
You'd probably have to sit down and come up with a design first before you even did this. So to sort of streamline the process, we actually have templates that you can choose from instead, and
So
that'll
these
help you get
guys.
something sent out faster. Yeah, there's a selection
Oh,
box there. When you
mm-hmm.
click on this, you'll see all of these templates with the little pencil icon on the left. Those
Yeah.
are all basic templates. They're only text. They don't have anything special in them. They're all the emails that are part of the smart campaigns
And
and whatnot.
and when you say text, you mean text-based emails.
Yeah, like I just
Okay.
typed up a message and
Okay.
sent it. I didn't add images or anything. So
Okay.
all of these little
Short
pencil
and sweet.
icons are basic templates.
Gotcha. Oh, wait. So these must indicate the
Yeah.
HTML or the bells and whistles ones.
Yeah, there's a little like masonry tile there on the left-hand side indicating that it's a advanced template.
Right.
You said
Okay.
that you want to send info about a listing, so yeah, let's use that new listing template right there.
All right. So we'll click that, and it's probably gonna. Oh, hey, it populated immediately. That's slick. So now we basically need to like look at the elements and fill them in.
Yeah, you'll see first of all, looking at this, there's a lot of placeholders. Like you'll see it
Mm-hmm.
says listing address inside of curly braces. Those are merge tags. And
Mm-hmm.
those merge tags cannot pull information for everything. It can pull your information like your name, your cell phone, your email. You'll see at the bottom, agent photo. It has like a
Oh,
signature
sure.
down there.
Yeah.
The See My Listings button. All of those things will be hooked up automatically.
Oh,
But
so they don't need to worry about that. It just happens.
yeah, and if you're sending the email, it's everything's going to link right back to you, so you don't have to configure anything.
Oh, cool. Okay.
But as far as like the listing pictures and the listing address and the listing description and all this stuff, it actually needs an MLS ID to
Oh,
reference to pull that
up
info.
here.
So you'll see, yeah, it added an MLS ID field. Whenever you add something to the email that
Mm-hmm.
requires some extra information, that field will pop up at the top.
Okay, and so this is probably kind of like the landing pages where you click outside of the box and that saves it in the field. Is that right?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Okay, so now basically what this is going to do, I'm guessing, is pull in this MLS ID information and drop in the primary image, a view listing,
Hmm.
etc. for you. Okay,
Correct.
cool. Okay, now what?
So what do we want to add to this email? We're sending an email about a property. We have our MLS ID. You said that you had a video.
Right.
Okay, so we should probably talk about some of the ways that this editor can be customized.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like we should kind of start at the beginning just so that people can figure their way around this a little bit better.
Right.
So this middle section that you see, there's gray boxes and they're only of a certain width. They don't go to the very edge of the screen there. They sort of just
Mm-hmm.
hang out in the middle.
Right.
That is your content. And you'll see different buttons and controls in here that reference content and
Mm-hmm.
content
Oh,
area. That's what
I
it's
see.
referencing. It's referencing that section in the middle.
So when you click on it, it says, well, here's other pieces of content you could use.
Yeah, and it says content properties. You'll see
Right.
you can change the color of some things. It'll say, content area color. That's the area that it's referencing, this section in the middle here.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The other thing that's important to know is if you move your mouse cursor outside of the content area just to like the left of it or the right,
Ah, yeah.
it'll highlight another space that you can't really see the edges of unless you're mousing over it. That is a row.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a bunch of rows stacked up on top of each other. That's what creates this email. You can change the colors of the rows. You can change the style of the rows. You can change the properties of it in all manner of ways. But because when we mouse over these different components, they have different selections, you'll
Mm-hmm.
notice that everything that you mouse over or everything that you select has a little move icon that's
This little
permanently
guy.
anchored to it.
So
Yeah,
I
that
can
little
like
thing.
reorder things.
Well, you could reorder them, but most importantly, you click on that icon to select that thing. So if I want
Uh-huh.
to change view listing button to something else, I first have to click on it, clicking on the move icon, and that's when I get my content properties popping up on the right-hand side.
Ah, okay. So if like I was to go to the agent full name, click on that little four arrow guy,
Hmm.
and my options come up for that block.
Yeah, this block, for example, is
Okay.
just text, and so you can
Yeah.
change the text color.
Okay.
Um, let's go over to the left-hand side and click on a row.
Okay. So just so I understand, this outline of lighter blue is for this block for the main listing image with the primary image. And then if
Hmm.
I click just outside, this is the block encompassing these two content blocks, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, you can see that there are actually three different things inside of this one row. We have main listing image, we have listing address, we have listing description, we have the view listing button. All of
Four, it
these
looks like.
things are
Look,
in.
these are two separate.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. Okay.
okay.
So you have two separate text areas. Um, when it comes to styling the email to make it look more interesting, this
Mm-hmm.
is where you can make the biggest change. So since we have this entire row selected,
Yeah.
over on the right-hand side, it says row properties. We can change the background color of the row to a different background color.
Oh, so that's pretty cool because then if someone has hex codes that are specific to their brand or their brokerage enterprise, they can drop those in here to stay consistent with their branding.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
But because we want to make a big impact with how the email looks, maybe we want to have a section of the email that draws people's attention. So what you're changing right here is the content background color.
Oh,
that changes
actually,
only the section in the middle, which one.
okay. But then I need to go over to this one.
The row has two different color options. So it has the background color of the row and the background color of the content.
Oh, shoot. So yes, sorry. So there's a row property and a column property. So I can actually change that back to what, white? That's what it
Well, actually,
was.
I would probably leave it black, to be honest.
Okay.
Because
Got it.
if we want to, let's say we want to add to this and make it more visually interesting, having this color separation, because at the top it says just listed and it has a white background.
Yeah.
In the middle, we have our listing content with the listing address and description, and it has the black background where we want to draw people's attention.
Okay.
The
Like
only
reading
thing
a
that we really
menu.
have to,
Lead the eye.
yeah,
Okay.
definitely. The only thing that you'd want to change is the color of the text. You'd want to make it white so it stands out. So selecting the content.
Okay. So I double click in, change color.
Well, you can change the color here, but I just want to warn everybody that if you individually select text and change the color individually, it's not going to change everything at once. And so if you add additional things, you're going to have to re-highlight them and change the color again, which is kind of annoying.
Oh,
Instead,
so that's a good
what
point.
you do is, you just select this text box. And because the text box is selected, all the controls popped up for changing the text, which is great. But if you look to the right-hand side under Content Properties, you'll see that there's a Master Text Color option.
Oh, so
You're
this
just
is the
going to change that.
master. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I can just click on, I can either drop in my hex code starting with the hashtags or pound sign, or I can click on the little color square and choose it.
Right.
Cool.
That way,
okay.
any text that you add to this section is going to be that color.
Right.
And so
okay.
as you modify it, it'll be easier to work with, basically.
Got it. So now we've got the two middle pieces, but do we want continuity on the sides here for the block option, right? For black?
Well, this middle section right now is the only section that has any color in it.
Okay. So I could go over here on the column property here, and I don't see where I can change it to black here.
Oh, you want to change the whole row is what you have selected. So you go up to row background color up above on the right-hand panel.
Oh, I see. Okay, I gotcha. Okay.
So the row is the container that everything in the middle sits in. And the content is the section in the middle.
Yeah. Oh, all right. I'm with you now. Okay.
Now, doing this, you'll definitely want to preview it before you actually send yourself a test to see what it looks like. So go ahead and click the preview button on the upper left-hand corner.
And it's important to say, like, when you preview it, you're not going to see your information auto-filled before it sends. We're looking at the customization you've done so far, above and beyond what's already being filled, right?
Specifically, it's not going to render anything that requires information.
Okay.
It's only going to render the things, like if you add an image, it'll show the image. But if you're using dynamic content, it's going to show all of these placeholders.
Okay.
But what you've done is, before you do that, what you've done in the middle is you change the background color of the row and you change the background color of the content to be the same. So this black bar goes all the way across the screen.
Right.
The information down below is only colored in the middle. So you'll have to make sure that that's the style that you want.
Yeah.
That section in the middle is basically as wide as it's going to be for a mobile device. And the color on the edges, the entire row, is only going to be visible on a desktop. So if you click on mobile, it wouldn't matter what color the rows are. It only matters what color the content is.
I see. So if for continuity wise, the mobile device section of this email editor is really designed to be optimal for mobile devices. And then the desktop gives you a little more play because of the extra width that may be involved by looking at the row color over here.
Yeah, I can show you actually a pretty good example of how this works.
Okay.
What I want you to do is over on the right-hand corner where it says row properties. To the right, there's a little down arrow. Do you see it?
Oh, yeah.
Click on that. That will deselect whatever it is that you have selected, and it's going to allow us to drag new content into the middle here.
So
what I want you to do is, here, we're looking at the rows tab. You can see there's 3 tabs at the top. There's content settings and rows. Scroll back up.
Yeah.
And pick the 3rd one down.
Okay.
And drag it over just underneath where it says just listed. Drop it in there.
Oh, cool.
So this is a new row that does not have any content in it. And you can see that it lines up with the information in the middle. But the 2 containers that are butted up next to each other can contain 2 different kinds of content. If you click on the Content tab in the right-hand panel, let's say that I wanted to put an image inset on the left there and have text to the right, kind of like a magazine or something.
Oh, sure.
You can drag an image into that light blue panel on the left to put it into its own column. And you see how the dark blue bar only goes across that column? That's how you can tell that you're putting it in the right place.
So if it lands on the top, drag it here, but if I was to put it here, it would go into that little white space below, or I can put it right here.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Now, if I want a text image I'm about to upload, I would drag a text control and put it into the other blue box in the center.
Okay.
Now I have my layout set up. I know that I want an image on the left and I want some text in the middle.
Right.
This is a good part of the presentation to cover images. It's really important to understand that images are stored in the editor so that you can use them over and over again. But the very first time that you want to add an image, you actually have to drag it from your desktop over to this gray box that we added, the image placeholder.
So basically, like the first time you bring it in, that's when kvCORE starts building a file of all of your images. That like kicks off the initial file where everything lands. Okay. So I just need to open up like my file manager and find a picture and drag it?
Yeah. You'll see that there's a browse button there, but that's not what we want yet.
Yeah, because there's nothing there yet.
Right.
Okay. So I'll just pull this photo over and drag it on down. And it will, there it goes.
Go ahead and click outside the box. There you go. So there's our image. It dropped it in. Because the image is selected, you'll see that the little move icon is highlighted. If you look over at the right-hand panel, there's a bunch of options here. You can pretty much ignore them. But if you wanted to change the image, there's a button there that says Change Image. That will browse all of the images that you've uploaded previously. If I wanted to add an entirely different image that I had not uploaded yet, then I would have to delete it and drag a new image into that space.
Okay. And then I just click this little X to close it. Oh, and the cool thing is it looks like if you open a folder and you're like, where is that one photo? And you know the name of it, you can just search it. That's cool.
The images that you uploaded previously go into a folder that has your name on it. So what you do is you click on Agents.
Oh, okay.
And then in the search bar at the top, just type in your name.
Gotcha. Okay, here we go. Okay. Oh, that's right. We deleted the previous photo. So I don't have a folder yet. So we'll get one in there after we upload that photo.
Yeah. If you're looking for your files, that's how you look for them.
Okay. And then like if we wanted to say something about this image, we could just drop it into this little text box.
Yeah, definitely. So this layout that you see is going to look like this on a desktop. The image is inset on the left, and there's text in the middle, or to the right, sorry.
Right. Okay.
Well,
it looks like we can even hyperlink here, which is cool.
Yeah, all of your standard text controls are there.
Oh, and I guess this omega symbol are like special characters. So this would really come in handy if you're writing emails in a different language, because there's a lot of umlauts and all sorts of special characters in those. So if you are doing that, this is where you're going to find those little characters. Okay, continue.
Yes, definitely. Go ahead and highlight what you just typed. And make it a little bit bigger.
Alrighty.
What I want it to do is take up some space. There we go.
Oh, yeah, I'll just go down there. Okay.
There we go. Okay. So in this format that we chose, we put an image on the left and there's text to the right. Now, if you go to click Preview, on our desktop preview, it looks like it did in the editor.
Yeah.
If you click on Mobile Preview, it's actually going to automatically rearrange the content.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So you don't have to worry about how you're designing the email, if it's going to work on mobile or not. It will. And those rows that you drag over to arrange the content in such a way that you think it looks good is all you need to do. Everything else is automatic.
So the forethought they put into this was really good. So we just have to worry about dropping in what we need, and then the system's going to help the rest on the spacing and formatting. Okay. Now, a question here, because I know we dropped in these black sections, and now we have some white up here. If we want to carry the black up, do I then need to like click into that particular row and then go do the row property again?
Yes. In the beginning of designing the email, if you know for a fact that you want the entire background to be a certain color, you can click on that Settings tab when you're first building your email, and you can change some of the basic properties of the email.
Oh, so it just happens.
In the right-hand panel, at the upper right-hand corner where it says Settings.
Yeah. Oh, so you can set like some default stuff. So like while I'm building it, I need this to be consistent.
Right.
Okay. Okay. So if I do this
one way to do it.
Will it do it?
Yeah, it should. As far as the background colors go, I believe it should.
Yep, it does. That's awesome. Okay. I see what they're doing. This is super cool. Okay. And then, I should probably go in and change that. Yeah.
Well, like I said, instead of this is the problem with selecting it individually. You're going to have to select it each time.
Yep. So I should go to text color in settings, right?
Yeah.
Where is that?
Well, when you click on the row, when you first add your row is when you would set the colors.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. So when I go into the row, then I would set my colors here, and then it would carry through with whatever else I sent in that section.
Yeah, every time you drop like text onto the page, just make sure that your content properties have the colors that you want them to have.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. Got it. All right. Now, what about a video?
Yeah, that's the other really cool thing about this editor. So the video embedding is pretty much the same as you would find on any third party like BombBomb or other email builders. No matter what program you use to build video emails, you're always going to run into the same issue. And that is the fact that no matter what you do, people cannot actually play videos inside of their email program. Like if they open Outlook, they're not going to be able to play an embedded video. So what these third parties do and what we do with our editor is the same thing, is we render a really nice preview of the video that's clickable, and it opens YouTube or Vimeo. So if you have like a listing tour, you would just upload your tour to YouTube or Vimeo, and then you can embed it into your email here. And
so it's like the image, right? Just pull it over, decide where I want it,
like
and
images,
drop it in. Oh, but look at this. So because there's two here, if I drop it here, it's going to bump the text down, right? Oh no, here's the bottom line of just listed. Okay, so that's something to pay attention to.
Yeah, the size and the position of the bars tell you which row and which content area you're in.
I just want to make sure people see that. So like if everybody looks at this, when I'm looking up, let me get rid of that guy. So when I went to drag the video over and put it here, it's just going to put it right on top of that text box, but next to Google Remarketing. Or if I put it here, it's going to put it under Google Remarketing. But if I click into just listed, you can see the blue line goes all the way across. So it'll push those two down and put the video above them, right? And under just listed.
And most importantly, it'll take up the entire width.
Bam. Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
So just like with images, you added a video placeholder. Now we need to add the video to it. And it's very simple. You just click add video URL.
Okay, Vimeo or YouTube. All right, so let me grab my link. And drop it in. And you click outside to cement that sucker in place. And there it is. That's so slick. And and you can like mess with your icon types and shapes. Icon
if you're going for a particular style.
That's really, really neat. So depending on the color of the house, you want to choose your icon a little carefully, perhaps, so it's easier to see. Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. So now if we look at this, we've got the just listed, the house with the video, the little extra image with a call to action, maybe within a text format of messaging. And then all this auto pull data will pull when we send it via kvCORE. It just happens. Okay. And mobile view. Oh, that's so nice. Okay, cool.
Now on that mobile preview, you saw there was a little like black bar on the top and bottom of the video. If you want to change that, something that you can change with these content areas, if it's a video or an image or text, if you want to change the spacing, you'll see that on the right-hand side under block options, there's the ability to add what's called padding. And padding is just spacing around the container that you're looking at, but it's around the inside of the box. So think of it like adding, pillows on the inside of like a crate or something to package something more nicely in the center.
Right. So we're bringing in these lines into the image, and it's not expanding it outwards because we want to keep the mobile optimized and everything looking cohesive, basically.
Yeah, so if you look at the way that this is selected, there's a light blue box that goes around the video, right?
Yeah.
There's black bars on the top and the bottom. If I only wanted to add some black space on the left and right-hand side, then in that padding section, you can just go to More Options.
Oh, and toggle it on.
Click that toggle switch.
Okay, turns blue.
And you'll see
great.
that, you can add padding on the left and right-hand side.
Uh-huh.
That's the top.
Yeah. And then we'll go here to the bottom. So it just gives it like a little more punch, perhaps.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
I would add padding to the left and right hand side and then maybe make the background color black to match the rest of the email.
Oh, okay. So then I can click in. So there's now it's showing the black background color. So now I can go into this well, wait, how am I changing that then?
Okay, so we were just editing the video, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Minimize content properties using that arrow on the upper right corner that we showed earlier. So it's right up where it says
One more.
content
Oh,
properties.
here, right? Oh, that's right. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Now you can select the row that that video sits in.
From here or here? Just click in
From
here.
the middle. Yeah, click in there. Select the row. There you go. The row background color. No, you selected the
Oh,
video
I
again.
selected the video. Sorry. Okay, got it.
Select the row. The row background color is transparent. Go ahead and make it black to match the rest of the email.
Okay, I did. What about the column, maybe?
No.
No?
Go back
Okay.
up.
Mm-hmm.
You changed the background color of the row, not the background color of the content.
Oh, so I should have went to this one, basically.
Yeah. Remember, the
Okay. All right.
content is all the stuff
Yep,
in the
yep,
middle.
yep. Sorry about that. Okay, got it. Oh, hey, looky there. Success. Okay.
Now, if you go to preview, you'll notice that the padding that you added is visible on the mobile view.
Okay.
So you added some padding to the left and the top and the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
and it added some extra space. And you can use this to rearrange or make the elements in your email look better to match whatever branding style you're going after. There's a lot of flexibility there to customize it.
Right. That's so cool. Okay. So now let's say we've looked at this, we know the system's pulling in all of this automated content from like the agent header and, listing images and all this. So do we send it to ourselves to check it out?
Yeah, there's a send test button at the top center.
Oh, neat. Okay, so now if we wanted to see this before we actually pull the trigger and send it to some people or one person, we can actually preview it and send ourselves a test. And when we click this, okay, so basically we have all of these elements in place. We're like, okay, we're good to go. We've given it the old measure twice, cut once test, and we're going to send a test message to ourselves. We just click send test, and it goes to the email address of which we're signed in, indicated at the top right. So if you're like a company admin and an agent, double check your email addresses. And then you just pop into your Gmail and it'll have the template name, right, of what you
Yep.
used, and then a preview of the content.
Yeah, the subject of the email is at the top of the editor. It's just to the right of where you
That's
selected
right.
the template.
So, okay, so whenever we choose the template here, this template name will show as the subject on the test email.
Well, no, not the template. The field to the right of the drop-down menu.
Here.
See where it says just listed? There.
I got you. So we choose the template, and then we can say just listed. Let's see what the name of that place was. Stone Oaks Drive. So then we could go in and just edit that and say just listed Stone Oaks Drive. So now if I send a test to myself, that's what it'll say as the subject.
Yep.
Okay, great. Okay. So when we look at this, it's pulling everything we created and changed with this black background. Hope nobody prints it. And then we've got the image that we dropped in, the call to action, which we may add here, the primary image from the MLS that's live and online that lives in your dashboard, a descriptor, a click to view your listing. It takes people directly to that agent or agency or team or brokerage site to view the listing. 3 images from the listing, and then all of my contact information. That's
yeah, and of course,
pretty sweet.
We kind of just breezed through this thing and showing off the controls and whatnot. Clearly
Yeah,
there's a bit more work that would go into this before we actually
sure.
sent it. But hopefully everybody gets the idea of how to navigate the different controls of the editor.
Yeah, it's pretty neat once you kind of wrap your head around like, okay, what is my goal? So like me, I would think, okay, what is my goal? Who's my audience? Is it a singular? Is it multiple people? What content do I need to collect and have available to me if this is the first time I'm building these images in, and then start creating?
Go ahead and click on the Content tab there.
Okay.
I want you to drag some text underneath where it says Just Listed.
Okay.
Go ahead and click into that text and select everything in there and delete it. And let's add a merge tag. So we'll say hi, comma.
Right. Okay, so I'm going to go, wait, let me close that.
But before we do this, let's make sure we have our colors in order. So go to the right.
Oh.
See where it says text color?
Yes, thank you. So I want to do white color or green to carry through. We'll just use green or blue. Blue's good. All right. Okay. And then
now click into the text box there.
Yeah,
and just start typing like hi, comma, and then we'll insert their first name.
And then merge
click on the merge tag button.
First name. Ooh. But so you can put anything
you're
in here.
Admin.
Yeah.
Let's say that you're an admin. Instead of saying this is Annalisa,
yeah,
you could say this is agent first name. You could put the agent name as the
merge tag, and then let's see here, agent first name with, and then merge tag their brokerage name, right? Or brokerage information.
I think we have office. I don't know if we have office name in here.
Office fax. Well, we could probably drop in the agent's site URL.
Yeah, this is agent name from www. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
If you're an admin or a company admin and you're developing, announcements and newsletters, and you want to save templates for your agents to utilize without them having to go in and build these emails, you can do something like this. The only thing that they would have to do is drop in the MLS ID at the top, and they could just, it's like 2 clicks and they send out a really nice looking email. So.
Ooh. So the admins can create templates like this that their agents can access and just drop the MLS number in.
Yeah, of course, as an agent, you can create templates as well. There's no restrictions, but these merge tags make it really easy to develop emails for anybody to use.
That's so cool. Okay, awesome. So if we preview this, now we've got that text box that we dropped in here. We've got the video, we've got the image, we've got the formatting, and everything else will autofill. That's really neat. And then the mobile view, this is super cool. Okay. Well, I feel like I've learned a little better on navigating this, and I appreciate your time, and we'll definitely get more of these going.
No, absolutely. And there's, of course, a full write-up on the knowledge base for how to use the editor. It describes all the things that we covered and more. So.
And just to remind everybody where you locate that, if you want to learn more about the editor, there's a couple of ways of which you can do that. You can click into the support portal here, this little question mark guy. This is available 24/7, 365. takes you directly to all of our kvCORE platform information in written documentation. And you'll see the advanced email editor is right here. And you can click in, start course, and the system is going to show you tutorials and text. So that is how you access additional information. Shane, thank you so much for being here. We'll get more of these rolling, and I hope everyone has a great rest of the day.